We'll work with Sam here. We're working on down. Down is one of the hardest corrections to think about. Most people just think about giving a correction straight up all the time, every error the dog makes. We make them directional. So sit would be a pop up, down would be a pop down, heel is either no, down, no, down, no, down. Better. He broke that command because I actually said a different command. So that's kind of my fault. The correction, if he were walking with me in the command, would be forward if he's lagging behind, so pop that way. If he's in front of me, I pop this way. And if he's hanging out to the side, lean, no, down, no, down, no, down, no, 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 down. Not even sure you saw those because of how I was holding the camera, so sorry about that. But heel would be back to my hip, forward to my hip, or cross into me if he is getting out of position towards the front, lagging behind, or leaning out to the side. If he's cutting across my body, right, so if no, down. You're showing them a lot of good down corrections. No, down. No, down. If he were cutting across my body, until we have better clarity of what the corrections mean, I'm probably just going to block with my knee and give a little pop back. Again, always back towards my hip, whichever direction that needs to go. So you've seen me give a few down corrections here. Be careful if you're coming down to correct a dog, because now your face is going to be much closer to his. So know the dog, know the state of mind he's in, know the potential for a bite, but you technically want to sort of bend, give that pop straight down towards the ground. I'm going to let you guys work on that for a little while, and then later I'll show you a different technique to correct down where you don't even have to bend over at all. A little tricky, but it works. Sam, sit. No, sit. And what I'm trying to do there is get the collar position back. You see how it slid underneath his neck? I can't correct sit from here. So this collar is actually a little too loose. And I'll fix that when I can get him back inside and take it off. But we want that collar on this side. The fact that I was over here, what I was trying to do was bring the collar here so I could get a correction. And he kept moving. So just be aware of the placement of the collar and of where you need that correction to be. It's always a snap and release. And for those of you paying real close attention, no, he doesn't have a carabiner on, but we are not out in public right now. Okay? Okay. Have a good day. Say bye. Say bye. Sit. No, sit. Good. So whilst on my mind, I wanted to explain a little bit about some errors people make. A lot of people do what I call jingle the jewelry. And that's basically just a little, and it flops around, but the collar's not actually engaging the way it was intended to do. You got to think about a correction being effective if it works. And you do not need to be more effective than necessary. So really start to, I practice many times without even having a dog on the leash. I would put it under my foot and practice that snap action, or I'd hold it in my hand and basically just kind of get the feel of what that was like without even a dog being attached. But you want to make sure you're getting a firm correction. Correction has to match the level of distraction, and it cannot just be a rattle of the jewelry. If you find yourself giving more than 2 or 3 corrections for the same mistake, it's not effective. And if you find yourself giving your corrections day after day after day after day for the same problem, meaning you say to the dog sit and you're not getting any first time accuracy, your corrections are not effective or perhaps not timed appropriately. Don't feel like when you start doing distance work that you've got to go, oh my God, and snap it, and run in towards the dog. Your body language tells a whole different story about that as well. So you want to stay calm and neutral. You can take just a second, step in, get a correction. No, sit and step back to where you need to be when you start adding some distance work. But again, don't just jingle the jewelry. Don't be too lenient with that correction, and certainly don't be over correcting. Work on getting the finesse of that right, and know that it's better to give one good effective correction than dozens of little nagging ones, because you're just going to frustrate yourself and the dog because the same old errors are being made time and time again. Let me know if you got questions. We're here. He says I'm done with this. Good boy. And one more thing about corrections. Start at home. Get used to doing them under low distraction. Help your dog be successful with low to no distractions. If he can't do it, if he can't do the command at home without the stimulus of the real world, chances of him doing it in PetSmart or the Lowe's or wherever you take him, the park, is going to fail. So, just like training an athlete, start at the basics, build your way forward to more challenges, but create success. Always, always, always try to create success.